Greetings, everybody. It's Chapo. We're back again. Hope you guys are starting off this week right. And to help me kick things off this Monday, joined by Matt, Virgil, and Amber. Where to begin today? I don't know. Let's.
How was everyone's Turkey Day?
Oh yeah.
How did they enjoy the turkey in your quarantine turkey? I kind of want to know how everyone's quarantine Thanksgiving went because it is after all the first anyone has ever had.
I participated in a super spreader event that will, I hopefully, go on to be the next American Holocaust.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
What was the first American Holocaust, Will?
The founding of America. Okay, Virgil.
First Thanksgiving.
Don't ask me to educate you on this. Google is free. Look, I mean, I wanted to see my mom. All right, so kill me.
You wanted to kill your mom.
I wanted to kill my mom.
Who doesn't?
It's really the most Oedipal holiday, so that makes sense.
Hope everyone's birds are good. Got to brine that bird. You got to brine that bird before you fuck it.
Brine that bird.
I ate a delicious bird.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's really all I can say about it.
It was a turkey.
It was turkey, yeah.
I was just saying before you got on, Virgil. This year, my mom got a half turkey. Because family is now -1. But no, it's
Times are lean at the old Menaker farmstead.
Yeah, exactly. No, but it was like it just essentially only the turkey without. It's like an amputee turkey without wings or legs.
Oh, but that's the good part.
Well, I was gonna say I like the dark meat on the bird.
Yes, that's the most
Yeah,
flavorful
I know.
part.
And I was like, oh fuck this. I was like, oh, what a disaster. Thanksgiving's ruined. God, I hope.
A turkey with no left or right wing. Wish I could live in a society like that.
It is centrist turkey.
Lean forward.
However, it all worked out in the end because absent its limbs, the breast part of the turkey, you can cook it so it's still moist because like this is the fundamental paradox of cooking a bird, cooking the turkey bird, the freedom bird is like for the wings and legs not to give you food poisoning, the breast will inevitably reach a temperature of about 240 degrees and taste like, cardboard. So
Right.
absent the limbs, absent the left and right wing, like Virgil said, I had a third way bird that was brined, it was moist, and it was a sensible solution to a holiday problem.
I think you hacked the bad bird.
Yep. Okay, here's someone who didn't have a good Thanksgiving. President-elect Joe Biden, who, happened to find out that you can get killed walking your doggy. Yeah, Joe Biden, what was it? He broke his foot walking his dog Scout.
Playing with his dog, they claim.
Playing with his
Major
dog.
is the name of the dog, too, which I definitely don't think that's what happened, no matter what. The
Um,
man is 89 years old.
Yeah, I gotta say though, I mean, so now he's gonna be hobbling around, in a boot. Just pretty funny. It's just typical, sort of the interregnum period. Joe Biden's out playing with a dog, and then he falls down.
Yep. And meanwhile, while Joe Biden is playing with his doggy and breaking his foot like some sort of hapless TV sitcom husband, halfway around the world, his bid to defeat and overthrow Trump in a coup has been thwarted. I don't know if you guys heard
What?
about this.
What?
Yeah.
Wait. Go
Yeah.
on. I didn't hear about this.
Okay, so we all have been operating on the assumption that this election was over, that the votes were on the way to being certified, and that Trump's pleas to turn the machines back on,
Wait,
the Duke brothers, is doomed to failure.
Wait a second, man. I thought several states have already certified the results of their.
They have, yes, because
I thought, the steel was certified.
well, the steel has been certified. The thing is there is one way that things could change, and that is if we had direct evidence of votes being injected. As the president said this weekend, big, massive dumps of fake votes being put into the system. And to that end, the hot, sticky loads of illegal votes have been discovered, and I think things are going to turn around pretty quickly here. This is from
just so far. There hasn't been any evidence, though.
Or dumps. These are very, very different ways to quantify votes.
Well, they're all coming out. It's like squeezing a toothpaste tube in the middle. It's coming out every which way.
Oh no.
Ropes,
no.
loads, and dumps are all being discovered.
Yep. So this was a anonymous post that was certified by a former U.S. Army general. That says, "quote At this very minute, a covert war is raging across the globe, pitting Trump's DoD and DIA, Defense Intelligence Agency, against black hat deep state factions running the CIA. The good news is Trump is winning. As you know by now, the DoD launched a raid on a CIA-run server farm in Frankfurt, Germany, to secure servers that contain proof of CIA interference with the 2020 election, i.e. backdoor squirtings of election results via Dominion voting machines. But new information is now surfacing that indicates that there was a firefight at the server farm facility involving U.S. Army Special Forces units engaging with CIA-trained paramilitary units that were flown in from Afghanistan in an emergency effort to defend the facility. One CIA officer was killed during the firefight, and he is now being reported across the mainstream media as being killed in Somalia. 5 U.S. Army soldiers were also killed, and they are being explained away as dying in a helicopter crash in Egypt. Despite the deaths, the servers were successfully acquired by the DoD, and those servers were turned over to President Trump's private intelligence group, which is now once again led by General Michael Flynn, recently pardoned and now allowed to process top-secret information since his security clearance has been restored. Here's where this gets good. Sidney Powell is about to roll out expert witnesses in the Georgia and Michigan lawsuits. One of these witnesses has been handed details of the vote theft, which were acquired through 2 means: the Kraken cyber warfare program run by the DoD and information found in the servers, which were acquired during the multiple raids. There were also server farm raids in Barcelona and Toronto, we are told. So things are not as they seem.
Yeah, someone hacked into the mainframe. Damn, that's
They
what I'm
shot
hearing.
their way into the mainframe.
Yeah.
It was even more metal. This is like Black Hat. We're talking like Michael Mann hacking plus shootouts. We didn't think this was possible.
This
in
was
real
a
life.
general.
Here it is.
A general who reported this.
Yes, like some guy, General Thomas McInerney or something, some Flynn-like crank who went on some network to talk about it. He seemed credible to me.
How many generals are there?
There's
Does it make it-
so many generals.
Yeah, because they make it sound like that's the top thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
there's like 5,000 generals.
There's a zillion generals, and the thing is that there's a zillion generals in the army, and then imagine how many there are outside of the army who used to be generals. I mean,
Yeah.
my God.
None of it makes any sense to me, but my sense is that general is like Eagle Scout.
General's number 1. I call general.
That's you. After you get the arrow of light, you become a general.
Yeah, it was
Empress. I call Empress.
It was actually the auto insurance general that ordered this raid.
So wait, these are
I've been-
With Shaq. Shaq was there.
these are server farms.
Yes, there's apparently a deep state server farm,
Server farm.
Frankfurt, Germany.
Well, I'm just a simple deep state server farmer. And, I don't like some of these fancy DNI operatives raiding my fields where I grow all the data.
Yeah.
This is good
Apparently,
though,
yeah,
Matt. Like you, I've been petitioning Gareth Edwards to finish the Raid trilogy for years now, and finally we have the Raid 3 server farm. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it seems pretty crazy that there would be like a pitched battle staged in, I don't know, one of the most advanced countries in the world.
right.
Where was it? Was this
Frankfurt, one of the biggest cities in the country, and the financial headquarters of Europe.
The server farm, you like to get let into the server farm, you have to be like a very specific kind of person. You can't be an American. you can't be a guy by yourself. You kind of have to be dressed a certain way, and you have to love piss. You have to love getting pissed on in your mouth.
You have to love piss and funky beats.
Yep.
And only then can you get into the server farm.
You simply say to the deep state guys, "Hut leider nicht."
Well, the other way to get into
folks. Virgil's been to the server farm. Virgil's he's seen it all.
That's where I met Cocaine Mitch.
Well, we found out today that the other way to get in is with some fucking scars and AR-15s and grenades, because they got the servers, and Trump's getting put back in office, folks. Don't worry about it.
I picture like one of the sort of like old timey spy movies where there's like, a mountain that goes underground, except that there's like a beer garden that raises up, and underneath there's a whole bunch of servers, but on top are a whole bunch of little happy Germans with their big steins.
Yeah.
Why are all our servers in Germany though? Why aren't they in America?
It
God, does
honestly
this country not do anything?
We can't even
anymore?
steal our
Yeah.
own elections anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, my
Christ.
God.
It's gonna be so funny on election day. I mean, sorry, inauguration day when Biden hobbles out there wearing a boot on his foot, and they hold the Bible out in front of him, and when he goes to put his hand on it, they just slap cuffs on him. And they're like, psych, psych.
Then Trump comes out like Fan Man, just floats onto the stage, karate chops him out of the way, and just takes the oath of office right then and there.
Yep, it's gonna be so awesome.
That's going to be amazing. Sit back and enjoy the show, folks.
Get your popcorn ready. Get your popcorn ready.
It's going to be amazing. And I got to say, this whole thing where it went from they're going to find the votes, they're going to get the testimony, they're going to send the case to the Supreme Court with all the proof of fraud, to now there's fucking they're doing North Hollywood shootouts in the suburbs of German cities to get server farms. After Biden actually gets in, it's just like the shadow war that's going to happen. There, like a third of the country is going to be following on different like your websites, like Patriot.eagle or whatever. This alternative history of America that is all going to be just massive battles happening.
It's Boz Luhrmann's Biden and Trump.
Yes, ballistics, but Trump versus Biden. It's going to rule.
No, I mean, Matt, I'm looking forward to, year one of the Biden administration. And you'll see a headline in like the AP or the Washington Post, or President Biden proposes, new legislation for the, a tax credit for, I don't know, server farmers or whatever. And then I can't wait for all the people who are just like, we enter endgame now. The final piece is falling into place, masterfully played by the Kraken team. No, that's all good. But yeah, I mean, outside the server war, I mean, in the kayfabe pageant that would have you believe that
this pathetic puppet show,
the Biden transition is proceeding apace. Let's talk about a couple of the names that are currently being floated for the Biden cabinet. And first off, number one with a bullet, we got to talk about, by God, is that Neera Tanden's music? Why, yes, it is. Percocet, Molly Percocet. Hey, is that the proposed nominee for the Office of Budget and Management? Is she geeking? Bitch, she might be. Bitch, she might be. That's right. Bitch, I'm geeked up. It's Neera Tanden, our old friend. And, it may be 4 years too late, but all of her tweets and all the battles that she's fought in the trenches of Twitter are being rewarded. They're pinning that medal on her Office of Budget and Management. What is it? OBM, something like that?
Yeah, OBM.
OBM. OBGYM.
Or OMB,
yeah, old dirty management.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Neera, our old friend. Well, here's the thing though. I've read some speculation that the Biden team putting Neera's name out there for nomination, because this does require her to be confirmed, right? And
yes.
I've read speculation.
Is there a drug test? Because I feel like she might run into trouble there.
She has to be confirmed, but as a Catholic.
No, I mean, I've heard speculation that that she may be sort of a Judas goat to sort of trot out there to have everyone whack her down, so that the next person that they nominate, who's the guy they really want,
she would so deserve that.
Will be just sort of sail in there like someone probably worse than her, because the funny thing is that I really think for the top levels of the Democratic Party, they probably think nominating someone like Neera Tanden is like a sop to their liberal or progressive base.
Hey, it's progress. Do you like that shit? You fucking assholes love progress?
She ran the Center for American Progress.
She made all the progress.
It's
what are
in
you
the
people
name.
complaining about?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I also I want a moment with Dirtbag Neera, like the Stacey Abrams moment when she thought she was going to get the rose.
Yeah.
And you kind of saw it on her face when she realized she wasn't going to be his vice pick. I want to see public disappointment on Neera's face.
I just want to see her at a confirmation hearing on TV with some troglodytic Southern senator going, "Now, Miss Tanden, I have here for some of your tweets now. We're going to go through some of these today. Now, you are in yourself a Twitter thread war with a fellow named Big Dick Barrier here, in which you tweeted a picture of a gun at him. Now, man, Miss Tanden, what is this supposed to mean?"
Yeah, and she would have to defend it on the grounds that like she was at war. She was, terrible things happen in the Twitter trenches. And you don't know because you weren't there.
This committee calls Matt Brudig to the stand.
I'm imagining Elizabeth Warren doing a face turn, because she didn't get Treasury Secretary, or even she didn't get the glad hand.
Oh,
she got the high hat, and she's going to use the confirmation hearing to make a face turn, and she's like, "I'm mad, Miss Tanden. The American people are mad. Like, this tweet was sent at 4:30 in the morning. What were you doing? Like, you're supposed to be taking care of the people's business, the progress. These are 100 tweets sent between the hours of 2 a.m. and 5:30.
But she's a soldier. She's a soldier. She never sleeps. She should be awarded an award. She should get the purple drank heart or something. Like, they're going to start recognizing people's
the purple drank heart.
They're going to start recognizing people's like online wars as credentials. So you might as well, you have to put in somewhere, and they're not policy. They might as well be recognized as military.
Yeah, give everybody
it
challenge coins for how many posts they do.
Was it? I think like Sam Cedar tweeted about this the other day. Like, he put it out that since Trump became president, or it was since he joined Twitter.
Yeah, since he joined Twitter.
Since he joined Twitter,
the year after she did.
Okay, so yeah, Trump joined a year after Neera did, and since then he has tweeted something like 56,000 times, and in the same amount of time, Neera has tweeted over 86,000 times.
Neera, honey, you need to log off. You're too online. She is. It's wonderful, but she's in it for the
It makes sense. Neither of them have a real job.
Yeah, that's true.
What is she? What is the tweeting keeping her away from?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, firing people at Think Progress and inadvertently outing a sexual harassment victim who worked for her. Well, I mean, we've talked about Neera quite a bit on the show. I mean, we're big fans of her. She's big fans of ours. But
She was one of our first subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the cool things about Neera, though, is that in her career, and by her career I mean the shit she posts on Twitter. I mean, there are deep cuts there that even we haven't touched on. So let's take this opportunity now to just run through a couple clips of Neera's greatest hits, and because these are getting circulated now, in advance of a potential confirmation hearing, or just as people, gab about, who is the next ODB. So let's cue up that first clip and take a listen at what some of the things Neera has said or advocated for in the past.
There are steps we can take to build on the Affordable Care Act to meet the goal of ensuring health care for every American. And there has been important steps on costs, on savings and costs, but there are other steps we can take, which is what the language in the platform has today. But I want to say that I would like to offer language acknowledging that Democrats all agree that health care is a right and that it's not a privilege, that it is something that every American should have, every person should have. I completely agree that this has been a right that we have fought for, presidents have fought for year in and year out. And it is a true accomplishment. And I acknowledge the voices that we heard from.
She acknowledges the
concerned
voices
about the current system. But I also, I do have to add the voices that I know we all care about.
Let's acknowledge some other voices.
Who are alive
let's get the voices going in the chat.
Because of the Affordable Care Act. But I say that recognizing that I assume most people in this room support the Affordable Care Act, was a proud accomplishment. And my view of this is that we should not accept the status quo. that we should, all of us, work together to actually pass a public option, ensure there's an option of people to buy into Medicare, steps we can take to improve upon the Affordable Care Act, to reach our shared goal of universal health care and health care as a right for every person in the country.
She sounds like she's talking to an Uber driver on coke.
This is not on coke. She's drunk. She's the Cecily strong girl you wish you hadn't started a conversation with at a party character. This is just disgrace. It's disgrace.
This is great. I just want to talk about our shared goals.
I just want to uplift the voices. Make a left here.
There's voices, and then there are other voices, and it's like don't. Are you even like listening to the other voices? Are you even listening?
Can we go to White Castle?
No.
Can we go to the drive-through? I'll give you $5. Give it cash. I can't put any more on this.
You can have some. You can have some at my White Castle. You can. It's fine. I won't tell.
It's a sack of 10.
You're so nice.
I'm gonna have.
You're so nice.
You can have two.
Where's Yemen? Where's Yemen? Is that where you? What's that like? Yeah.
I know a guy from there.
Just some context for that clip. That clip was from 2016 at the Democratic National Convention. That was during the the sort of ratifying the platform for the Democratic Party.
The platform committee.
Yeah, the platform committee. This was her. I know she was saying that we all agree that healthcare is a right and not a privilege, but this was her speaking in the context of her voting down a measure to adopt Medicare for all as the official standard for the Democratic Party in 2016. And another aspect of that clip that doesn't come across in audio is that she is saying everything sitting directly next to Cornel West.
He was looking at her.
His face is firmly planted in his hands. Like you can barely see it. You have to look closely because he's hiding his face.
He's listening to the voices. What are you talking about? What is your problem?
Over the course of the video, he's literally inching away from her until he's out of frame by the end of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not too long before the vomit is coming. So you got to make some space.
Who is she? The Japanese prime minister?
Oh.
No, that was George W. George H.W. is the one who puked.
Oh, no, I meant she was the Japanese prime minister and Cornell was going to vomit on.
Oh, see, I was just the.
I think she's the puker. She's the puker.
Okay,
because she's
I mean, here's another aspect to this confirmation thing. I mean, when Bernie has to is he gonna vote to confirm her? Probably. And don't you think that that's kind of the point of nominating her? Is this is their bend the knee moment? This is their real payback.
Well, the thing is that apparently some people are saying that the thought process here is that she is a sop to the left because she isn't the guy who was floated last week, Bruce Reed.
Yeah, no, I see. That's what I'm saying. I think they want Bruce Reed. I think they really want Bruce Reed.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. None of it matters. None of the appointments actually matter from a position of what we're getting. We're getting what they're told us we're going to get. All of who versus who, it's a question of things like, who do you want to sacrifice to the Judiciary Committee? And also, who do you want to troll people with? And I got to say, Neera is a great troll move one way or the other. And also, the funny thing is the guy that she might have taken this from, Bruce Reed, is the guy that she famously roped into her fake
the Notes app
screenshot
email.
of a non-existent Notes app email about how she didn't work on welfare reform in the Clinton White House. It's all it's a circle eating its own tail. It's going to be the most online administration maybe ever if this is any indication.
I mean, to your point, Matt. I mean, I've seen the sort of catchphrase about these Biden, the people who are being floated for cabinet positions is, this is Biden declaring war on the left.
Yeah.
And it's no, that war was fought and won by them 7 months ago. There's no more war happening here. It's over.
Yeah, there's an end zone dance.
I think he just wants to be surrounded by pretty nurses in his later years. I mean, there's that lady, Cecilia, what was it? Cecilia Rouse, who is 57 years old and looks like Black Christy Turlington.
that is also Toni Morrison's daughter-in-law.
Really?
Yes, and I saw the
she
pictures.
is.
She's a fox.
She is gorgeous.
Yeah.
She is, I mean, an inspiration. I'm sure she's evil, but I gotta say, I'm incredibly impressed.
Yeah.
And that's just my theory, is that he's just stacking it with the prettiest nurses.
It's like Charlie's Angels. He's
Joe
Charlie.
Biden. Joe Biden, his second inaugural address. I think Neera Tanden stealing from my dresser. somebody watch her. Don't leave me alone here.
All right, let's see that second Neera cut.
Candidates with these governors. And I think that there's other, there are progressive governors like O'Malley and Cuomo who've taken a much more balanced approach on budgets, where they've looked at taxes as well as reforming programs and cutting programs. And so I think that's the approach the American people are supporting.
There's a viewer here who wants you to take us deeper into entitlements by Twitter. Ms. Tanda, do you know what the president means when he says entitlements are on the table? Any specifics and anything you would endorse?
Yeah, I mean, so there are a range of entitlements that, I think when we're talking about entitlements, we're talking about Medicare, Social Security, Medicaid. These are programs that people receive support because of the status that they have. So when after 65, you get funding from Social Security and Medicare. Actually, it's getting older for Social Security, but
Social Security.
the president has $300 billion in his budget in cuts in Medicare. That comes on top of cuts in Medicare from the Affordable Care Act. So he has put specific cuts in the budget already in Medicare. And they've had savings in Medicaid in the past. I think the question really is, if we're going to have a deal to address long-term deficit reduction, we need to put both entitlements on the table as well as taxes. It's unfair to ask only middle-class Americans to bear the burden of our deficits. Middle-class Americans actually didn't create the deficits. So I think the challenge is that we should have entitlements on the entitlements, and the Center for American Progress has put forth ideas and proposals to reform the beneficiary structure of Social Security. Some of our progressive allies aren't as excited about that as we are, but we've put those ideas on the table. But we think that those are legitimate ideas that need to be put part of a proposal.
Well, she just says, some of our
at the
progressive
table.
allies aren't as excited about this as we are at the Center for American Progress.
I'm looking at you, Jessica. Everything just feels very personal. Like she's giving an address to like a small group of people. Like she is drunk, leading a meeting at a sorority. I can't get over the slurring. I just can't do it. I know that's probably just how she talks, but in my head, it's
combined with the tweeting and the content of the tweets. It's a gestalt that can't be ignored.
The cadence and the rambling of it. I mean, like I ramble, but I'm on a fucking podcast. I don't work for an organization that's advocating for policies. So I keep thinking she's about to go off and be like, you're just fucking entitled. Like, it's just it's Scott's fucking entitled, okay? And middle-class Americans didn't do this, okay? And some of our progressive allies aren't happy with that, Jessica. I fucking see you, Jessica.
Amber, like the tone of that is like she pulled the C-SPAN caller into like the cool girls' bathroom at the high school.
It's insane.
And then she's like, "Listen, you bitch."
Yeah.
And so apparently she is in the process now of deleting tweets that she had put out about members of the Senate committee that are going to be talking to her.
Ooh, the coward's way out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never
learn
deleted
from Kyle
tweet.
Kalinske. Come on.
Yeah, like Kyle Kalinske, that's the fucking, that is strong
That's the
alpha mindset.
the only
That is
alpha strong move.
I respect him so much, and like he's playing for keeping those tweets up, and he's like playing along with the bit. Like he is that is strong. Fucking that is the poster's way. That is
Yeah.
the path of the posting warrior.
Yeah.
I'm convinced he somehow planted all of those, and it's just an ARG
It is a very,
that he
it's a very good
scripted.
brand builder for him because like every 3 weeks somebody starts tweeting him and he's just like, "Yep, I was on a lot of Percocet."
Now, Mrs. Tanden, I'm just a simple country lawyer, but on the date of January 21st, 2006, it seems to see, would you remind the people, and I remind you that you're under oath, who exactly is hungry at this moment?
I would actually be amazing, like seeing her cross-examine, because she was just, why are you yelling at me?
All right, I think we got 2 more Neera clips. So let's see where this next one's going.
Mr. Prime Minister, Mrs. Netanyahu,
there we go.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. And I hope you'll ask me questions on all of these things and anything else that you want. I just wanted to get I wanted to get my commercial in so you understand how great an investment Israel is. Remember the joke? How do you make a big fortune, a small fortune in Israel? Start with a big fortune?
When did Felix meet Neera Tanden?
Apparently they have not heard.
No, it's the people who do
Felix
that
has
are
much better anti-Semitic
deconfliction.
jokes than Phoebe.
Washington produces amazing things. We don't care.
I mean, that's just Neera laughing at Netanyahu's his jokes.
To be funny, to be fair, he is pretty funny.
You're so
Conversation
funny.
fertilizes thought.
He's
You're like
very good.
really
He's very
funny.
That was our theory here.
Conversation. But I have something to declare. I have a sore throat.
She's like, I have some cough medicine that might help that out.
Ugh.
So there you go. All right, just go to the last one now.
So a lot of the conversations that seem to take place about the on-demand economy, or whatever we want to call it, seem to be binary. On one side, you've got contractors. On the other side, you have employees. Is there an opportunity in the middle there?
There is. I mean, we have to just to step back for a moment. The United States has a unique position here because we run most of our benefits that protect people from economic risks through employment, and that's why it's such a on-off switch. So if you're an employee, you usually get health care benefits, some retirement benefits, unemployment insurance, and if you're an independent contractor, you get nothing. So we were trying to think through how to reimagine employment law for the 21st century so that there may be a third option, a third
what?
way.
Third way. A third way.
Damn,
no one ever
girl.
thought of that before.
You just think of that.
Keeps incentives for employers to keep employees where it makes sense, and also we want to have some ability for independent contractors.
employers
they
to
do
be able to
provide that
treat
ability to be an
employees
independent
like
contractor
garbage,
does create
but
some
not like
flexibility
really
in the
gross
economic
garbage.
system. So
Like the
I
recycling.
don't think there's a lot of
Yeah,
thinking
like
in this
recycling,
space. We haven't
not like-
figured out the
not like
right answer
food
yet, but
scraps.
some
That's gross.
some option that allows people to have some benefits. And sometimes
How
it might
generous.
Employees can
be
have a
like
little
model
benefit
like
as
in
a
Australia
treat.
where the state offers health insurance through the Affordable Care Act. You know, someplace I do think business, government, and workers are going to have to kind of figure this out, come together.
Yeah, you mean
Yeah, come together.
Figure it out.
that thing.
We're just gonna have to
No,
kind
we're
of
like
figure it
the
out.
two classes sort of
Yeah.
battle over resources.
So there we go. That was from-
This is Cher Horowitz talking about the Haitian refugee crisis.
Yeah, you know, it's like we got these people here who have no leverage and want to be able to survive as employees, and then we've got these other people who own the means of production and really just kind of want to make them just as immiserators as possible. They're going to have to figure that out somehow. I don't know what the government's job in that really is.
Yeah. We're gonna do like trust falls. Okay.
I think the interesting thing about all 4 of those clips, though, is that they were all before the Trump administration. And this was like all at a time when, like, her and the Center for American Progress are very much in ascendance. And like the thing about, think tanks is that, they're there to create the agenda for the next administration. And we've had like now a 4-year pause on all that. But now, like, they just get to hit play. Like, they've been edging from now. It's hit and play, and it's like a good preview of things to come. And like Matt said, like none of these people matter whether they get confirmed or not, or who they are, or who gets nominated, or whatever. Like, it won't change a single thing. And I think it's telling there, especially in that last clip, how are we going to handle this gig economy thing? How are we going to handle the fact that America, is the only advanced country in the world in which like all these things like health insurance and things like that are tied to employment? And the answer is, the third way they're going to do, what she's talking about, I would imagine, is like we've talked about before, Prop 22 as like a piece of like a federal Prop 22 that covers all 50 states, and then just sort of patch in those gaps with the ACA, with Obamacare. Like that's the solution. That's what they're going to figure out.
Direct government subsidy of health insurance providers. And then people getting insurance that they can't actually use because it's too much. It costs too much.
So there we go. That's Neera for the OMB. We wish her all the best in the future.
It's going to be great.
I hope she does. I hope she does get
content
confirmed.
coming out of it, and that's all I care about. Let it flow.
I mean, I hope she does get confirmed. And it's just like, as far as the left is concerned, I don't really see the point in kicking up a big fuss about any of these people, because it's like we had that opportunity 7 or 8 months ago.
Yeah,
it failed. So at this point, like what is making an outrage out of like each new feature of the Biden administration? I mean it's fun, you can talk about it. It's fun to point out, and like I said, it's good just as comedy, but like as some sort of like political protest, it's like there's no avenue through which your protest of this means anything.
Yeah,
other than
there's no
just
pushing anybody
it's just like,
anywhere.
If you want to
You
register,
have to learn to dissociate at some point, or you will die of rage, especially when the exact thing that was definitely going to happen happens exactly the way it was going to happen.
And if you want to register your anger or your discontent at these betrayals or these slaps in the face, then you shouldn't have voted for Joe Biden in the first place. Because, what leverage are you really bringing to the table here? You know what I'm saying? That was your opportunity to make a protest, was not vote for Joe Biden.
And even then, you wouldn't have been able to do anything. You wouldn't have been able to do anything anyway. I mean, there's no way to coordinate any group of people along that strategy of saying we're going to withhold. No, who's we? There's no we.
Yeah.
There's no we to do anything.
Yes,
so,
just start. I think politically speaking, this is the only advice I will give. Let's start working on a we.
We need a we before you could do anything else.
Because otherwise we're all just screaming online.
Yeah, a lot of people kind of get baffled when they see things that just keep getting worse because we don't want it. But it's like, well, the we isn't an articulated concept. It's kind of just an assumption based on, what we see around us as some sort of collective group of people with opinions. But unless there's a coordination of those opinions towards an end, it can't come to anything.
Let's get Wii's. Let's get PS5s too.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Let's all play online with each other.
Oh my God, Wii bowling. So fun.
But it is a lot of fun. The tennis also.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's also good for you. It's exercise.
It is exercise. It's the only exercise I do now.
I would like a Biden. I would like a blue ribbon committee to spearhead investment and innovation in new Mario Kart circuits and items. I'm bored. I'm bored of the ones that they already have. I've done them all.
You've been on this kick, but I find your suggestions for items to be a little curious. You want a shell that hits the person in last place? Now, what even is the point of that?
Yeah,
Will?
just like the
spite. I mean, because that's
a very Neera proposal, frankly.
Yeah, it is, and that's why I'm proposing it to her.
It wasn't the people in the middle of the race that knocked you off the thing. It's not their fault. Where are they bearing the brunt? And
exactly.
If there's a third way and a turtle shell, so you just let the guy on the back because he doesn't get health care because it's entitled.
This is why I'm pitching.
Sorry,
it to Neera.
This is me the next year. By the way, get ready.
No, this is why Neera is a good choice for this for any position in the executive branch, because she very much fits our zeitgeist in the moment. But if I could just quickly, this is why I'm pitching the Mario Kart Blue Ribbon panel to the Center for American Progress and the Office of Budget and Management. Yes, my idea about a reverse blue shell may seem pointless and punitive, But Amber is exactly correct. The people in the middle of the race and the people at the front of the heat, they did not cause these problems. I am an excellent Mario Kart driver. I am 3-star rated at every level on every circuit in the Grand Prix in Mario Kart. I have been hit with the blue shell, the squid ink, the lightning bolt so many times, and those items are unfairly rated to the losers, the people who aren't good drivers, who don't know how to power slide, who have bad shell management. And I'm sick of being punished for being good at Mario Kart. Hence my reverse blue shell, which punishes only the losers in our Mario Kart society. Thank you and good night.
By the way, sorry, 1 hour ago, the Neera tweet, after my parents were divorced when I was young, my mother relied on public food and housing programs to get by. Now I'm being nominated to help ensure those programs are secure and ensure families like mine can live with dignity. I am beyond honored. My parents were divorced. Like, bitch, what are you talking about? Literally, what are you talking about?
I mean that statement is a good one to pair with her comments about cutting entitlements and that like everything's got to be on the table. It can't just be taxes. You can't just tax people. We
Can't just tax people.
Gotta tighten those belts.
Yeah. Princess Peach, she's in the middle. She's like, she's a solid third. You can't tax her.
Yeah, if you say, well, why would you want to hit poor Toad at the back of the pack with a fucking shell? Well, he should have learned to code. Sorry.
Here's an item. It reverses every other player's car, so they have to drive in reverse for a period of time.
That is fun. I like that.
That's not bad.
That's pretty cool. My other idea would be a mushroom that opens a portal like slightly in front of you, so you still have to hit it like to
You
drive
got to
through
hit it. Yeah.
You have to get
like
through
it'll
the
appear
portal.
randomly.
Yeah, and then they'll jump you to the head of the pack. I would like an oil slick of some kind, and similar to the lightning bolt, which just makes you small and makes you lose whatever item that you're currently stocked with.
Hate the lightning
I would like a lightning bolt that removes the other driver's ability to power slide and drift for like a certain period of time. I think that was.
It's kind of crazy that there isn't some sort of oil slick. That seems so.
I thought there
obvious.
was.
They have that. No, they have that stupid squid that goes onto one.
It's the
of-
squid ink, which covers your vision, but yeah.
I would like to point out that the banana largely functions as an oil slick.
No, but it doesn't.
No, but
it only
It
gets one
doesn't have a
person.
trail, and you
Yes.
can't avoid it. Yeah.
Like
It needs to be
you were
something
loaded
that
up.
like covers a whole area and could get several.
And you
your
paint
opponents.
it as you drive.
If you're in a tight heat and you got like 3 or 4 people, going like sliding through a big turn, and you're in the front and you hit that oil slick, you just wash like 3 or 4 people. behind you. That would be fun.
What about a grappling hook?
Well, how would that be used
How'd that
though?
work?
How would
Oh,
it be-
wait, on
so
other drivers?
Right. You hit it when there's
I
like
like
some
that.
driver in front of you, and it'll automatically tag onto that driver, and then you can kind of like
Yeah.
swerve,
Oh, so
and
you
it,
can
like
sort of
it'll
That's a
pull
good
you
idea.
forward.
Yeah,
And then you could
I like
also
that.
use that offensively to knock a driver who's in between you and the other driver.
I like that
Yes.
idea a lot.
That's pretty good.
So there'd be like an interesting physics involved.
And my other idea would be like a mushroom or a shell of sometimes that like that's sort of like when you fire it, it bounces you into the air and like shoots out your glider, even like without the power jump.
yeah.
So you can sort of
That's
glide
great.
over a difficult part of the course and like or just like do like a straight line rather than having to do the turns and whatnot. I mean, I got a lot of good ideas.
These
And,
are great ideas. You
and
should be
I-
the head
you
of
know
the
what?
OMB.
I've been sharing these ideas with my uncle who works at Nintendo for years now, and I've gotten nothing. So I'm sharing it with you to get it out there. Let's get this campaign going. Neera, I know you
By the
like
way-
playing Mario Kart. I know Neera must love playing Nintendo. She must love Switch. Come on.
I would
Come
like a
on.
new Jet Moto. Does anyone remember that game?
Oh yeah.
With,
One of the Jet Moto or F-Zero.
Yeah, I want more futuristic racing games where you can mess with the stats of your vehicle, and then when you get sick of a course, you trade it for a new vehicle and you master it with new handling abilities. It's like retraining, you know.
Hey, here guys, here's one for you. What's Neera's favorite Nintendo game? It's a Dr. Mario, of course.
Yes. Bleep bleep bleep. Gobble, gobble. There's the fucking Pac-Man on that one.
All right, here's a crazy one. It would be a very, very rare item. But when you activate it, it changes the course. right in the middle of the race.
Ooh, that's
which is totally different.
Yeah,
course.
just complete teleport of all
And
drivers.
the places are the same, like the positioning of the players is the same,
That's
but like
sick.
suddenly you're in a different course.
That's a very good idea. I love that. It's just I love Mario Kart, but I'm just like when Alexander looked at the breadth of his domain, he wept, for there were no more circuits to conquer. And I'm just saying, let's change it up. You're some more Mario Kart. Just give me like that DLC. Give me that update, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Come on.
You're a 3-star Mario Kart player. At the end of every race, the other players give you 3 stars. They had great conversation, clean car, great driver.
Yep. They tip well. Well, there we go. What excellent Mario Kart digression, guys. Way to go.
What about a spring?
Yes,
Another
you could jump over.
Yeah.
But then you could go off track too, because it should be.
I mean,
there should
that's
be some
double-edged
danger.
sword. Yeah.
Well,
Some
all the power items are double-edged sword. Sometimes you hit that mushroom and then like you do it at the wrong time when you're going into a turn, you go straight off the fucking track.
Well, that makes it more American.
Exactly.
In so many ways, because it's higher risk, higher rewards. You get to cheat, but you also might die.
Here's one, and what I think I would really like: a gun.
No, Matt, they already have a bullet. Like if you're way in the back, it turns you into a
gun
bullet. Just
with
a gun.
bullets in it, and I could just shoot people in the head.
Yeah. No, Matt.
they'd be
Says
dead,
the guy.
and they'd be gone.
Yo, says the guy who got too scared the one time he played Fortnite. You got too upset when the bullets started whizzing by your character. You were like, why do people play this? I hate it. I hate it.
It's mostly
Legitimately having a PTSD
But
flashback.
it's because it's the wrong vibe. It's like a combat, like melee thing.
There's
What
the bullets
Matt
are
wants
whizzing
to
by
be,
you.
Matt wants to be Michael Douglas in Falling Down, but in Mario Kart.
Yeah, like a big cartoon handgun.
Your
brains out.
Your teammates are these 8-year-olds saying, "It's okay, we got you."
I just want to do like a Ted offensive roll up to fucking Donkey Kong and just dome it.
Yeah. What kind of gun? Well, like a Walther
45 or
P38?
something. Just like a lot of stopping power. Or actually, no, it's a Mario game, like a big 357 Magnum, like a big wheel gun. That'd be good.
You need a heater.
I completely disclaim the final idea by Matt here. That is a complete perversion of the Mario universe. I want nothing to do with it.
That's always been the problem with Mario games. He doesn't have a gun.
He has fireballs.
I want to be able to drive. I want to be able to drive as Charles Bronson in Death Wish. Yeah, that should be a character.
You should be able to unlock Russell Crowe in Unhinged.
Yeah.
Oh, that movie was so funny.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
He does look just gigantic.
That's my Will Menaker movie mindset pick of the week. Unhinged. This is excellent quarantine movie. I mean, like it just snuck in there. You can direct to TV. If you want to see Crow, okay, like every part of the movie that Russell Crowe is not in, unwatchable trash. But every scene with Russell Crowe, oh my God, so special. He is fatter than he has ever been.
I love the way he gets fat too, because he gets like alcoholic fat. He looks like a body that was found in the river after 2 days.
Absolutely,
Emperor. But like he is bringing it in this movie so hard. He is mugging every fucking scene. He is doing fat guy acting of like the highest caliber. He is sweating, grunting, breathing heavily, just sort of leering over a steering wheel, popping pills, and just being angry the entire movie. Have some fun and watch Unhinged.
We can't avoid it anymore. He is our generation's Brando. Like he started off as like a muscular, a hot, young, like very physical presence, and then over time he just swole into this big, soggy, wet mess, but always compelling.
I'm not even hating on Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe.
No, I'm saying
good acting.
I like it.
Good actor. He is
there's
always
certain
delivers.
guys who like the worse they look, the more compelling they are. Gerard Butler is a similar case. Gerard Butler has aged 50 years since he became famous. All of it in his hemorrhoidal, just swollen red face. and he is the more like the less pretty he is, and the more like clearly bloated and alcoholic he looks, the more I want to watch it.
He
Den of
is,
Thieves 2 is
he
the
is
only
just
movie I
Russell
care about
Crowe.
ever again. For the rest
Director
of my life.
Director Tanden, Will Menaker here. I would like to table a motion for the Office of Budget and Management to fully fund and fast track the production of Den of Thieves 2.
Yep. Waive all COVID restrictions. Get this shit out immediately.
The country needs it.
Reopen America. Reopen Den of Thieves 2.
Yes.
I'm glad you brought up Gerard Butler, because it's like when some sort of thrombotic or some thrombosis kills Russell Crowe, we have to have a spare.
We have to have a new Crow, yeah, and it
it's
could
Butler.
be Butler, yeah. He's
tag
not
him
there
in.
yet in just the huskiness, but we can get him there.
Give
we
him
can help
time.
out.
Give him
I
time.
will
Give
say,
him beer and time.
They are making a fourth Olympus Has Fallen movie right now. Though.
Yes,
So
yes.
we can look
It
forward to
keeps
that.
falling.
Night
It
has fallen.
keeps falling. They got to do something about it.
Secret Service
really
agent
expected
Mike Bannon is back.
baby. Steve's nephew.
Steve's nephew, yeah. He's looking more and more like Steve Bannon every day.
He does.
Great.
He is looking like Steve Bannon.
He should start wearing
And
the
then it could be
multiple
a
polo
lethal
shirts.
magic
15
movie.
shirts. Like in the next one, he gets shot by a terrorist, but it can't get through the layers of
It's
fucking
like-
like polo shirts and shit he's wearing.
The fifth polo player embroidery is like stop the like a 45 dum dum round. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just,
God, I totally expected the third one to be a shark jump, and it's not as good as the other ones, but it's still fucking awesome.
You know what, Matt? I watched that movie on an airplane. Solid. It's exactly the kind of movie that you like. If you watched it on an airplane, 4 stars.
Yeah. They're
Nick
so
Nolte
just-
showing up as his dad. Nick Nolte appearing more haggard in that movie than
yeah.
any other Nick. And like that's each
so
subsequent Nick
impressive.
Nolte performance is more haggard than the last one. And in this one, it's just God damn it, yeah. My son,
Talk about Google USS Liberty.
He's an animated scarecrow at this point. He doesn't look human.
Man. I was psyched when they said Nick Nolte was going to be on The Mandalorian, but he's just some stupid puppet. It doesn't
Yeah,
look
they
like
made
Nick
him into
Nolte.
some-
Well,
It's
he's
just some little gnome.
What do you mean? He's like the most memorable character from the first season of that show.
He's a cartoon. He's a tune. I want to see.
Okay, first off, he's an Ugnaught. Okay,
Virgil, are
First
you
off.
watching season 2 of The Mandalorian?
I am. I'm not fully caught up yet, but I am.
So you have
How
not
is it?
seen Rosario Dawson yet?
I have not. Well, she's
What
one
is
of the lady Mandalorians, right?
No, she's a lady Jedi. She's Anakin's.
Oh, okay.
former,
Okay.
protege.
I haven't gotten to that part.
Is this just a
I-
show about Armenians? What's the show?
I'm in the middle of like this. I just started with what appears to be the main season story arc. I did really enjoy. I think this was the premiere episode, which was just a self-contained
The one with Timothy OnlyFans?
episode. Yes, that was an excellent episode. And so I was kind of like, I've been kind of let down by the other ones because they haven't followed that like self-contained format.
Do you know the name? Because apparently they released the name of the Baby Yoda. Do you know it?
Yeah, do
I
you know
don't
what the
know
Baby Yoda's name is? Would you like us to spoil it
Yeah.
for you, Virgil?
Fine.
I did watch the episode. Would you like to know Baby Yoda's real name?
What's Baby Yoda's real name?
Grogu. It's Grogu. He's Grogu.
Folks,
Grogu.
He's
They're Grogu,
Grogu
now.
now.
He's Grogu now.
He's Grogu now.
He's Grogu now. That's one letter off from one of the aliens on American Dad.
Grogu.
That's awful.
I mean,
Yeah, his name's Grogu.
yeah.
We love him, don't we, folks?
It sounds like Neera Tanden talking about Goku.
Oh my God. Multiple Amazon gift cards for Amber for this episode.
We need a
You know, I
third.
don't
We need a third option because my guy doesn't deliver to Dumbo, and he just makes him get in the car with him, and he plays this really harsh, misogynistic rap music. We need a third guy.
We're out of hypnotic.
Virgil, I was wondering if you noticed this about The Mandalorian, and I don't say this as a knock on the TV show, but it occurs to me that like watching these episodes, it is like the first TV show that I've ever seen in which the writing feels exactly like playing like The Witcher or some sort of like big open world game where like every episode is just like he needs to acquire an item and like upgrade his weapons or armor or meet a person. And then like in order to do that, they're like, I can give you the information you need, partner. But you need to help me do this side quest first. It's just like every episode is like the plot structure is exactly like a mission in a video.
You know what?
Maybe I would like this Armenian show. I want a new sandbox game to just wander around.
It's like Red Dead Redemption, but with aliens. Like that's what Mandalorian feels like.
You know what it feels like? It feels like a homebrew D&D campaign.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Stitched together
really
from these little scenarios where there's like little pieces in each at the end of each scenario that fits into a grander narrative.
But essentially every episode is about him doing a character build, like upgrading his character and like getting loot and shit like that.
True.
Yeah, he literally
they're
gets
definitely
loot.
working from like a monster manual. Where they're like, well, we need to add a new alien. We're gonna bring back a favorite of Yoda, but it's gonna be Grogu.
It's Grogu. It's Grogu.
Yeah,
It's Grogu.
It's Grogu now.
Yeah.
no, that's not a Yoda. That's a Grogu.
It's a lot of people make that mistake. It's a really common mistake, but like to the trained eye, it's clearly Grogu.
And to think, I was worried we wouldn't have enough to talk about on this episode.
Not when there's a Grogu running around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, we got to fight more Yodas. No, these are Grogus.
Yeah.
The stats are different.
There we go. I mean, the only other news item I had was just in terms of like people being floated for positions in the new government is apparently Biden is considering a guy named Darrell Blocker for director of the CIA.
More fucking Twitter credentials, just filling the fucking. What
are his Twitter credentials?
His last name's Blocker.
He is a 28-year veteran of the CIA, clandestine service, chief of the Africa Division, and served multiple times as chief of station. Notable only in so much as he would be the first black person to serve as CIA director. He's basically Jeffrey Wright's character from Casino Royale. He's the guy that gave Daniel Craig all that money after he blew out. Mads Mikkelsen gutted him on the river.
Yeah. Also, chief of the African Division sounds like a British military position from Queen Victoria.
Yeah,
that's a guy with a stuffed pygmy and a pith helmet.
He's an old Africa hand.
Yeah.
It's a dark continent. Very dark continent.
Yeah.
Mrs.
But it's okay,
Tanden,
though.
I
He's black.
presume.
It's fine. He's good.
Yeah,
He'll do a great job.
He's a good guy.
Intersectional drone strikes. We love it.
Intersectional drug trafficking. I mean, CIA director. He will now be put in charge of the history's greatest opium pipeline, leading directly from Afghanistan to a impoverished American county near you.
Oh, that's the third way.
That's your alternative healthcare plan for your gig economy job.
Yeah.
CIA opium.
Well, there we go. I think that just about does it for us today. Just best of luck to our girl Neera Tanden and her child Grogu.
She
wants to help all the Grogus out there in America who are wondering where their next meal is going to come from.
She was a young Grogu after her parents' divorce. Okay, I'm done.
All right,
Bye, guys.
Everyone pour up into that double cup and raise a glass.